originally posted last year, I wanted to revisit this blog on the eve of a socialist coup in our nation. We may think the topic discussed here by a Swede outlandish, but beware. Do not turn your back on the socialists. They are here, and they plan to stay. Today is Sunday, and a day when many reflect on their beliefs and values. Some give thanks for the blessings which we have. With my mother here for lunch as a Sunday ritual, I say grace. Not the most devoted of practices, I agree, but at least I'm trying. As you know, I peruse the Brussels Journal and post quotes or links to my blog. The ability of Europeans to protest the Cultural Revolution continues to lose ground against the opposition. We in the U.S. have lost the privilege of protesting against any invasion, as it is considered politically incorrect or racist. Until at least late January, I will continue my onslaught against those challenging my values. When Congress resumes and the socialists swing into action, I may go quietly into the night and close my blog. Hey, I may be old, with a little to lose in the change to communism, but I know what happens to dissenters. And spending the rest of my days in an Alabama gulag is not appealing. Here are some excerpts from an article by Fjordman in the Brussels Journal. The link is posted at the end. The Swedish Green Party state explicitly that the concepts of male and female are socially constructed and forced upon all human beings. In order to reach the New World Order, it is paramount that all such artificial identities are broken down. This should be facilitated by the education system and specially trained teachers. They believe that all human beings should be free to choose whatever name they desire. By this they appear to mean gender as well. They want everything to be gender neutral, not only marriage ceremonies, but identity cards. I cannot imagine raising my sons as girls. The concept of forcing young boys to become girls is at best frightening. But wait, there's more. Again, Fjordman writes, Kurt Lundgren in May 2007 had a noteworthy story on his blog. Lundgren reported about a magazine aimed at preschool teachers who take care of children between the ages of 0 and 6 years old. It included recommendations to promote gender equality and sexual equality. Lundgren said that in a kindergarten in Stockholm, parents were encouraged by the preschool teachers to equip their sons with dresses and female first names. There are now weeks in some places when boys have to wear a dress. Lundgren considers this sexual indoctrination to be worse than political propaganda. The Brussels Journal article has some raw language, so if you blush easily, you might just read my excerpts. In my opinion, the force behind much of the current efforts in the U.S. are driven by socialists. This section outlines how and why they are attacking our cultural system. Fjordman continues. The Frankfurt School of Cultural Marxism, with thinkers Antonio Gramsci and George Lukács, aimed at overthrowing the capitalist rule by undermining the hegemonic culture. According to Gramsci, the socialist revolution, which failed to spread following the Russian Revolution in 1917, could never take place until the people were liberated from Western culture, particularly from their Christian soul. As Lukács said in 1919, who will save us from Western civilization? This could be done through the breaking down of traditional morality and family values, and undermining the established culture from within by a long march through the institutions, the media, and the schools. We can now see that this strategy has been successful in Western media and academia, which are not only lukewarm in defending our civilization, but in some cases actively side with our mortal enemies. The irony is that most Westerners have never heard of Gramsci, yet ideas similar to his have had a huge impact on their lives. Outraged yet? It would be easy to say Europe is lost and move on, but we see the seeds of a revolution in Western Europe which may help us. Bloggers continue to protest the European Union's position on immigration, socialism, and multiculturalism. While the liberal governments have passed laws to crack down on dissension, the outcry from the citizenry has become too loud to quell through phony laws. Post the '08 election, we will be faced with issues which seemed dormant in 2000. Cultural conservatism seemed on the rise. Racism was a non-existent issue. Illegal immigration was hidden from sight by the government and the media, so for us it did not exist. The concept of communism seemed old and antiquated, as the largest test project had failed mightily and forced the breakup of the Soviet Union. Yet today, the United States of America is on the verge of electing a communist as its leader, and continues to support those elected officials who legislate destruction of our values. Voting for conservative values at every level of government is not about electing a party or a picture. It is about attempting to regain some sanity in the war on us. We are but hours from the launch of a socialist government. Mark this day as a day of mourning, and maybe the last Sunday we can be grateful. As things go now, on this February day, we see before us the unfolding of a socialist agenda. A government run amok plans to enslave what of the middle class they can, while impoverishing the rest. As citizens and defenders of the Republic, we must voice our opposition. That failing, we must step back and plan our futures. Please join us at www.defenseoftherepublic.com.